Salute a tutti! It's another splendiferous day in our palazzo, and today you can see a big mound of rubble behind us.
Yep, yeah, right behind us. Quite surprising, actually. Those of you who watched our last video knows that we were in Rome for a few days on important business.
Very important.
And a bit of a jolly. But we've come back just a day or two ago.
We thought we'd come up and check on it and see what's going on.
Yeah, and it's quite exciting. We haven't actually gone into any of the rooms yet, so we've seen that the staircase is pretty much how it was when we left it.
Yeah.
But the rubble pile behind us has grown immensely, which means that there's some more excavation work or smashing down walls and concrete work that's been gone on. So we're really intrigued to find out. I'm really excited.
Anyway,
Can we go?
Look at the size of this mound of rubble. So yeah, and
anyway, I can't wait. Let's go.
I can't.
Let's go. So the stairs are as they were.
Yeah.
Pretty much with that hole.
So they made a hole they made a hole to check if there were steel reinforcement bars, rebars in here, which there are. And so they're going to have to then come here and cut out all these rebars and then put a new staircase in, which I can't wait to see.
Going in this way and round, or should we go
I think we should go in that way. It's more impressive. It's the reception.
Okay, let me hold this. You unlock the door. I can't speak today. I tell you why. It's really cold, and I'm only just warming up. We've got our winter gear on. I don't know, about 4 or 5 layers. What was it? Minus? No, not minus.
Not minus.
Feels like minus.
7 degrees in Popoli. It's 8 degrees up here. So, should we go in?
Yeah, let's go.
You ready?
Yeah.
We've waited a long time for this moment. We should sort of have a mini bottle of champagne.
Oh, we've had breakfast. We've had prosecco. We've had prosecco so many times. Every time we thought something was going to happen.
But this time it has. And you ready?
Well, we already had prosecco.
2.
We can't have prosecco every time we come up here, can we?
Why not?
Okay. I like the idea.
Oh my God! Wow!
Jeez.
It's our door to our living room. And I'm right. There are rebars in the wall. And they found the original shape. Look, there's the bricks cut into the original doorway. They would have been there like that. And there's a bit of original ceiling. Exactly.
Oh my
exactly
word.
Where it should be. Exactly.
So, the work that we're having done at the moment is partly for what we've been calling the terrace apartment, and there is a video which explains the terrace apartment that we've done, I think it was last year. Now, this hole through the wall is part of what will be for our own home, which we can't move into yet because we just don't have the funds to finish everything for our home. So we're doing just a few structural parts of what we need to do for our home whilst they're doing the terrace apartment. We are, however, going to be moving into the terrace apartment as soon as all this work from step 1, part of phase 1, is complete.
But also it would be important to explain this. It might be hard to understand this, but I'm going to explain it. There was a doorway open here before they did the work.
Before they did this restructural work.
And there was a doorway there, open, before they did the restructuring work. And I told the builders that we were going to have that open and that open, and they said, no, we're going to close those. And so they closed the ones that we wanted open, and they left open the ones that we don't want.
Yeah.
Now, would that seem sensible to you, viewers? Or a complete waste of money and time and energy?
Yeah.
We had to reopen them.
Yeah, exactly. And now we're closing the other ones because part of the requirements, don't ask me why, is that if you open up one doorway, you have to close another. Anyway, it's probably
let's go around the other way and have a look.
Let me just have a peek through here. So this room through there is going to be the living room of our home, our future home, not the terrace apartment. And I don't know if you can see that outline there. Andrew, just show us the outline. So this is, I don't know if it's clear.
This was the doorway that was here before.
Right, okay.
And so this doorway will match that doorway, which is quite low. But they might do it how they've done there with a little bit like this, going up into the vault. Probably they'll do the same thing. Probably it might be as low as that. It might be a little bit higher. I don't know. It depends what they think. But.
They, I did see an email basically saying it was going to match that, and it was a measurement of, I can't remember what, 190, 183, something, so that you can fit a standard door.
Yeah,
so
we're not going to put a standard door on.
We're not going to put a standard door in, but we could buy a standard door and we can make it, we can age it, we can do what we want with it.
Where does 190 come to then?
No, I can't remember the exact.
Oh, no, you can walk under it.
Yeah, you can.
Oh yeah, because you're 6 inches taller than me, you won't be able to. Oh no, your glasses make all the difference, that's true, yeah. And your boots. Katya's like 7'4". Well, let's go look around
right, so what Andrew didn't say is right. So this doorway here, that is going to go through to our dining room, also from our future home, not the terrace apartment that we eventually want to let out, but are going to have to, due to funds, we're going to have to move in initially.
I think we should put a big iron rail, a really strong one that won't bend, yeah, or a support in the middle, which I'd rather not do, going all the way across like this, at this height, so we don't disrupt the vaulted ceiling at all, with beautiful hanging satin curtain drapes going all the way from side to side, which means we don't have to put a door in, we don't have to build a wall, but when you want to go through, because it will appear completely separate, you just pull the curtain back and go around it. And then we can have hanging in the middle anything we want or anything printed on it.
I love that idea. I absolutely love that idea. We always said we want to partition this off because this is going to be reception. So obviously when we've got all the apartments ready, or even just one apartment ready to rent out, people will come in here to do the check-in. So there'll be a desk here. But at the same time...
That desk,
that's covered up there. But at the same time, we've got to remember that this is also sort of part of the family home in the future when we've moved out of the terrace apartment and are letting it out when we find some money. But, and that means that when, I'm in reception, for example, perhaps the children or Andrew or, if we've got friends and family staying, want to come through into the living room or into the dining room and, want to do so sort of in privacy, really. Maybe they've got their pyjamas on. That's a really great idea that we can put our logo on, maybe like blue velvet with our gold logo. Maybe someone could embroider that for us.
Was that you could put the velvet up, as I just said, with a rail, and then you could make the logo on like a piece of wood or something that is three-dimensional, so you can see through it and hang it in front of the velvet drapes.
Yeah, because I was just thinking embroidering some velvet drapes is going to be
and
very
also,
costly.
You'd have to have them dead straight, which won't look so nice. You want them sort of,
yeah, because the curtains are not ever. We're not going to pull them perfectly.
So I think we should have it hanging.
I like that.
Hanging in front of the velvet drapes.
Yeah. In fact, our logo I made using, I can't remember, Canva or something. But we still need someone. If anyone's out there and has got a bit of time on their hands and would like to help us, if they could actually just improve it and turn it into like a transparent, image and all sorts of different, formats, whatever it needs to be for logos. So anyway, listen, that is really exciting.
Yeah.
Progress. And can I say the other thing that I'd like to point out? I've never ever gone on a building site where the builders are so tidy.
Yeah,
there's no dust. Where's the dust?
It's really clean.
Look at that.
Tidy. I know. So the way we're going now supposed to be. This will be the entrance door into a rental apartment.
The terrace apartment.
The terrace apartment.
And the bedrooms which are upstairs will be accessible not from these stairs any longer, but from the stairs that will be on the inside. And you will come in here, and where Andrew is, this room is going to be the kitchen, eating kitchen. And there will be a door here which will be locked into the dining room, which will be part of our family home, unless we're doing events, of course, and then we'll be using the kitchen here from the terrace apartment when there's no bookings for events that we're going to have in the dining room. So, Andrew, should we go and see it from the other side? Yeah, here's our dining, rather empty.
This is the reason that we're doing what we're doing, because at the moment you would have to come through a rental apartment to get into your own room, and then through another room, which is the dining room, to get to the living room, which we don't want.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the dining room. We had it done so nicely, didn't we?
It can be nice to get there.
Yeah. Right, so Andrew, look, this one, they put height 215, so I don't know what I read about the height.
215, yeah, that might have finito at 215.
So this is the other side of obviously the doorway you saw from reception going into dining room, where there was just a pencil.
But I'll just point out to you, that is the maximum height, which means that's including a support. So it's going to take, so probably it'll be just above head height. Also, what you haven't realised is that the height in there is higher than here. The floor height is about that much difference. So when you step through, you're going to be here. So it's going to be very close to what we said head height wise.
Okay.
Anyway, let's have a look in the living room. Oh yes, that's fantastic to see the door there.
Oh my gosh.
And so I've got the whole living room mapped out in my head.
Me too. Let's hope it's the same.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
We're going to have a big L-shaped sofa.
Yes.
Like
Eventually. We need a blue velvet.
Don't forget, this will be gone. This won't be here, all this will be closed.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, so you've got more space here. We're going to have Katya's big cupboard. We've got a home at the moment on this wall. Piano there, sofa like this.
Yeah.
Like that, in this shape. Then over there, a fireplace in the corner. The other window, which we've got to get in this space where it was, incidentally, before, there.
Yeah, that's...
TV on this wall, big lights hanging down, coffee table, and that's it. It'd be beautiful.
Yeah, don't need much. You know what I'd like there, though? I would like, a seat there, whether it's a chair or you build something. But then I want one of those, those antique globes that you open up. Yeah, I'd love to have one of those. Can you imagine just sitting there with your globe, your drink, your gin and tonic, my gin and tonic, your beer, and then just looking out. Okay, so today it's a little bit cloudy, but like just sitting here, looking down there at Popoli, and then it's a little bit murky across there, isn't it, today? But you can look all the way. I can see Pacentro, I can see Sulmona, just covered in a little bit of a layer of cloud. Oh my gosh, this is getting exciting. Oh, because the other thing is, although we're saying we're moving into the terrace apartment, we are, but at the same time, we will be using the lower levels of our home. So on the lower levels we have the living room, the dining room, the reception, which will be my office. There is also our future kitchen, which we can use, and then upstairs is a lot of work still to do, and that's why we can't do it, because we just don't have enough money right now. But the upstairs of our home are going to be 3 bedrooms and a bathroom, actually 2 bathrooms.
All these rebars, of course, were put in by the builders when they filled this up. These weren't original, because these are modern rebars. And because they're cut there and there, you can tell they put them in that way and that way. So they put these in, which I can feel that they'll come out as well.
So here, one of the doorways, they said they didn't have to put in...
There's the floor height difference.
Ah, yeah.
Yes, I can't remember which doorway it is that we put the what do they call it? Not a cage. It's a...
Basically, it's sort of iron all the way around.
It's a oblong.
Steel or
steel.
Yeah.
Steel, and it's self-formed. It completely joined all the way around, so that then fits into the space. So it can't go that way. It can't go there. It can't move at all. And then it's fixed.
I think that's going to be the other one, not this one. I think because, do you remember our architect, Marco, he said, I can save you some money since Quinto, the engineer, basically calculated that we don't need to do that on one of the doorways, and I think it's that one. And that's a saving of 3,000.
Do you think it's
the problem is, when we say there's a saving, there's always another expense, because...
It's this one that they don't have to do that.
Yeah, because where we saved the 3,000 euros on not doing that here, we've had to pay an extra 3,000 euros, or will have to, because in order for two different companies to work on the same site, they have to go through, God knows, more legislation and processes and paperwork and God knows what. Because the second company that we will be having to work on site is the company that will be doing the restoration of those balustrades. We have to have, unfortunately, the balustrades on the terrace, restored. We can't have them changed.
But I've sort of got used to the idea now.
Well, so have I, because we're going to cover them up with plants.
We're going to cover them up with plants, have ivy growing through them, and they'll look ancient, and then they might look okay. And the other side, we're going to try and have some metal railings that sort of have a purpose and a tie to the original cement ones.
They have a bit of a synergy. They sort of mimic the shape.
They love that word here, don't they? Synergy.
Yeah. So do I.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, this is quite amazing, isn't it, Andrew?
What I like about this living room is that it's not so big that it will never be cosy.
Yeah.
Because if it was huge, it would feel like you couldn't get a cosy feeling in there. So if that was the living room, I think it'd be too big.
Yeah, but also this dining room, I mean, it is big. You come and have
But
a
that's what it's for.
And this, it wouldn't feel very cosy if it was just the four of us.
No,
that's
that would be okay.
The family, you know. But if when we have friends over for dinner, or if we've got family coming and staying, then, you know, this will be quite fun.
But when we had our party here, we had about 50 people in here.
Yeah.
And it didn't seem full of packed at all, did it? And that was great, actually. So we know we can seat about 50 people on all different tables dotted around in here. And for a party, for a dinner, for a party, for a weddings, for whatever. And so this will be what it is supposed to be for the dining room, the big hall, the great hall, as they would call it in a big place. Although we have got another room downstairs that's massively bigger, and that will also be used.
That will also be used, but that's phase 2.
Yeah.
So we
might use it during.
we get
cinema.
Oh, we're definitely going to use it.
Dancing, having parties.
Yeah.
But it won't be finished exactly how it should.
No, absolutely. But we'll definitely use that. As soon as we're living in here, I want to have a massive party and get the sound system that was donated to us by John McFarland.
Hi John, if you're watching, thank you so much. We can't wait to use it.
Yeah, because we just met a sound engineer who's got a house across the road and who can set it up for us if we ask nicely, hopefully. So yeah, we can get partying as soon as we're in.
Anyway, exciting, and it's actually quite warm in here, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's cold outside, but usually this is colder inside than outside. But at the moment, it's warmer inside than outside, which is quite unusual.
Well, it's unusual, but it's also very comforting to know that perhaps our heating bills won't be incredibly high. Obviously, when you've got a number of apartments, or even just one apartment with guests, and they're having showers, baths, whatever, obviously that will have a big impact on the gas bill.
Not if we get the eco.
No. So initially, because we're having to use gas, we're going to have a gas boiler, because it's all we can afford. That will obviously have an enormous impact on costs in terms of, well, we're using gas for the heating and for the hot water. So yeah, that will be expensive. But then hopefully, step 2 of phase 1, when we complete our home, move across into our home, and we then have the terrace apartment to rent out, that will be on the basis of having the new heating system, the wood chip system, because otherwise, yeah, I mean, you can have guests paying, a price for whatever, however many nights, but it probably only will cover the cost of the heating.
And the thing is that this building is so difficult to heat because of the nature of this building. They call it a palazzo. This bit is a palazzo.
Yeah.
The whole building is a fortified medieval building with a palazzo, also with a cave area going back to the 8th century, also with a massive large barn area room for animals. It's all a mix-up of different bits, a religious bit that was here with the signs of early Christianity. There's all these different mix-ups. Really hard to put. It's never had heating, it's never had hot water, so that's incredibly hard to put in. So my idea was to make this a shining example to Europe, not just Italy or Abruzzo or this village, of what is possible with the correct machine. I found the machine, well, we don't have the money. But, so what we're looking for is to make this an example, and I think we should be funded to put this in, because we can't afford it, and we will be contributing massively to the whole turning eco and not using fossil fuels. Will almost be off-grid.
Yeah, I know when you say that, sometimes I think, people go, well, why should they deserve funding? Well, the thing is, that, yes, we want a business, but not only that, this is one of the most important buildings in this village, and this village is important as well in terms of the history of Abruzzo. It has one of the 2 oldest abbeys of Abruzzo right next door. Now, we've taken on this project, we want to restore this important monument, even with all the difficulties and the challenges that we've had to go through and are still set to go through, but we want this space also to be available to the local and neighbouring communities. So
the villagers to benefit.
Exactly. So it's not a hedonistic. We deserve funding.
It's really not hedonistic at all.
It's not actually I think what you need to say is that Palazzo San Benedetto deserves the funding.
Not us. Well, we wouldn't get it anyway. It's to breathe life back into this building by making it habitable.
Yeah.
And being able to afford to pay the bills.
Yeah.
Because yes, that is our part. We have to pay the bills. We sort of look after this building and we're breathing new life into it, but actually we have to pay the bills.
Yeah.
And if you tried to heat this building with gas-fired central heating, we would be able to pay one bill and we would be bankrupt.
Yeah. And we want to have it open. We want to be open to the public. We want to share Palazzo San Benedetto with the public, so with tourists.
What's the point in having this otherwise?
Yeah, so literally, we will definitely be open, for events throughout the year. And therefore, just to repeat, it's not us, but it's Palazzo San Benedetto that we really, really believe deserves funding.
Thank you.